Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Sea of Stars, issue number 1. Yeah, a week late, but not $1 short. Still same price, I'm just saying. But this was not on my radar, but enough people talked to me about, hey, you should be reading this book. So, hey, I take advice. I asked you guys to take my advice on which comic books to buy and not to buy. Why wouldn't I do the same? So, got the book. It was a good book. Shut up, cat. I'm trying to review a comic book here. Anyway, let's get talking about who made this comic, and then we'll talk about the book itself. Lost in the Wild Heavens. Jason Aaron and Dennis Hopeless Hallam are the writers. Stephen Green is the artist. Rico Renzi is on colors. Jared K. Fletcher doing the letters and design, and Mike Mignola doing a variant cover. A little Hellboy-ish there. And this is an Image Comics Inc. publisher. So, okay, let's check this out, man. This book is, in the beginning, it's nothing but your standard book. It's a sci-fi adventure, and it's like, okay, cool, man. I like sci-fi. I just haven't seen any sci-fi that I really like, and once in a while somebody comes up with a good idea, but most of the time, nah. Most of the time nobody comes up with good ideas for sci-fi books. So I'm like, all right, freaking Sea of Stars, let me check this out. And it's about this guy and his kid, and they're in space. He's basically a post office delivery worker, bringing parcels from here to there, because they don't have teleportation technology yet, but they got guns on the ship, so that's a cool thing, just, in case they got to defend against pirates. And they're out and they're, doing whatever. And the dad, the mom died, so the son is staying with the dad. And the son doesn't want to stay with the dad, wants to go stay with a babysitter or stay home by himself. This is boring. Space is boring. Why can't we go see the magic space sharks or whatever, And the whole comic book, it's like, okay, so all of a sudden something happens, and it looks like the dad winds up getting himself killed right in front of the son. And I'm just like, wow, that's freaking dark. And I'm just reading this book, and it's like I see the way it's going, and somehow the kid doesn't necessarily die out in the rigors of space. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so maybe this kid isn't human, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, but I'm not really that interested. Like, I just don't care. I just don't care. Nothing got me. Until the last 2 pages or so. Then all of a sudden, my curiosity peaked. Wow. Now all of a sudden I understand why the title is A Sea of Stars. I like to do that. I like to read a comic book and, Sea of Stars, or why is it called Sea of Stars? It wasn't until the end that I suddenly realized why it's called. I'm like, oh, I get it. And I think that anybody, especially anybody who's got a kid or two, I think that you're going to agree that hell or high water and God help anything in between. I'm not going to spoil this comic book because that's not what I like to do. If it's a Marvel or a DC book, I'll spoil in issue number 1, but I'll warn you in advance. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like to spoil books. I like to tell you my synopsis of the book and, let you experience my excitement or disappointment with it or anything in between. I believe that one of the best things that anybody can do is to find a comic book reviewer that you actually agree with. Find somebody who fits your style. If you like to read a comic book and then see what other people think about it, this channel will work, or any channel I think will work. But, as long as you agree with at least 51%, minimum 51% of what the other person says. However, if you're somebody who doesn't like spoilers, you got to be doubly careful with the people who review comic books, because some of them like to spit those spoilers, right? This is one of those comic books, and I am one of those comic book reviewers, that you want experience on your own, and I want you to experience this on your own. If you're a week late reading this comic book, if you're longer than that, because you're just seeing me do this review, and you're always like, oh, Professor, I gotta see what Professor Bill says about this book. Well, I just said what I gotta say about this book. And I'm saying, if you agree with 51% or more of what I say, you should be jumping on this book, because we already see what the plot is by the last couple of pages, and it takes the last couple of pages, and all of a sudden, ho ho ho, crap's about to get real. Definitely consider jumping on this title. It's Two of the best writers out there. The art in this, I'm sorry, do I have to explain this art? You know, I should show you something cool. I should show you. I'm just saying, when something like this comes at you, like, you gotta be terrified. This is space, man. This is space, but this is like something that belongs under the sea, and it's in space, and it's like, and the book, oh, dude, when you get to those last 2 pages, you let me know. You let me know. We got comments below for stuff like that. I can just smile and be like, yeah, I wish I would have jumped on this last week too. But hey, those of us who get on at the last moment like this, we got that much less time between now and issue 2, right? Anyway, I loved this book. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.